What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming, and I am back with Populous the Beginning's Invisible Cup tournament. We're now in the quarterfinals, and this is going to be the first of 4 quarterfinal matches. Who knew? Playing as the yellow tribe in the yellow position, we have Pop TB Bloodlust. Playing as the red tribe from the green base, it is Pop TB Balloon. So, of course, the map is 4 walls. The quarterfinals is now a best of 5, not a best of 3, meaning we will see all the maps that were not banned in this series. For YouTube's sake, the maps that were banned were New Brimnir Palace, also known as Cess, and Dead Sea. Players have noticed that Dead Sea offers quite a strong advantage to the person that is yellow, so players have been banning it a lot. To avoid that, you may notice that we are using version 2 of Divinity Spectator Tool, and it comes with some great changes. There are no zeros when players don't actually have any of the E spell, so the number will only show when the player actually has earned a spell. You can see the number of huts the player has versus the number of incomplete huts as well. So on the left there you've got total huts. On the right you have damaged huts, I believe. We've got number of damaged and complete towers as well. And if I hit the number again, we've got some interesting stats. We've got a Shaman KD, of which the K sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, so don't worry about that. And that figure at the very bottom, I feel like it was added specifically to attack key 52. That's called the camping timer. It will count the number of seconds that a Shaman has spent inside the tower across the duration of the game. So you can call it the camping timer, you can call it the key 52 timer, you can call it whatever you want. But we'll be able to keep track of all sorts of interesting figures with the use of this tool. So both of our players getting a relatively similar start. Red off to a slightly quicker start, much further on in the hut building, as well as the higher pop out of the convert. Vinci has just said in the chat that the official name is the Key 52 meter, so there you go. If we sense shenanigans where Shamans are getting into towers an awful lot, we can actually see just how long they've spent there. Oh, in fact, we can put it to test now. Yellow in a tower for 17 seconds and climbing. It's as if yellow is listening to the cast, or just keeping the Shaman safe. It's quite common early on. You'll see players do one of 2 things with their Shaman. They'll patrol them like this across 2 tiles to make them hard to lightning, or they'll sit them in a tower like this. Now, sitting them in a tower like this does make them pretty much invulnerable to blast, as well as small groups of fire warriors, but they are very susceptible to a lightning, of course, if you were to charge one very quickly. We're at 40 seconds now for Yellow Shaman. 41 seconds, finally leaves the tower, going into a hut instead. Fortunately, the timer doesn't count time spent in the hut. But all jokes aside, all new features aside, this is the quarterfinals, so let's take a look at the game. It looks like our red player built a tower here and then dismantled it and spaced all the huts perfectly so you can get the maximum grid effect or grid build going on here in what would typically be called the blue base of this map, as well as building out his own green base pretty effectively as well. It looks like slow favouring of warrior training huts. I don't see any yet. Oh, there's one. Never mind. One under construction. Because if we look at our yellow player has opted to completely forego the secondary base. He's not building in that base at all. Does not want to be exposed or caught vulnerable. He's making sure they build out their main base first, and perhaps will slowly creep towards that direction. You can see Braves working over here, so the plan might be to do similar to what we saw Nisi do in the beta tournament, is when Pressure Point was enabled, is to just slowly creep your way over to the second base instead of rushing for it. But look at the green bar for our red player. 59 out of 113, whereas it's only 44 to 47. $113 green bar for our red player. It doesn't look like red is doing any dismantling with that, though. Perhaps being merciful, perhaps not the kind of player that enjoys dismantling. We all know how Key52 feels about the dismantling. He'll never let us forget it. He's building out both bases very quickly. It looks like he's got warriors training at the warrior training hut as well. 66 of 119, 47 to 62. Definitely some slow building coming on here, but there is dismantling going on in the yellow base. Red Shaman looking to make an aggressive play. Has the two land bridges, catches the yellow Shaman, not actually built any side defense. Earthquake coming down for yellow on the front line, but it looks like red is just going to get into yellow's base. Throw an earthquake deep down in the center of it, directly onto the Fire Warrior training hut. Fortunately for yellow, the earthquake cuts the other way. The Fire Warrior training hut's only going to be disabled for 90 seconds and no longer. Yellow Shaman looking like she can't make her mind up. We've seen her go back and forth on this angle a couple of times now, catching the red Shaman, making her miss a lightning, in fact. Spells are earthquake to earthquake, both players with an earthquake in the pocket, but red with... oh no, those are spells cast, I do apologise. 3 land bridges for yellow, 2 ghosts. 2 ghosts for our red player, so both players not working with very much at all. Going to be seeing the warriors charging into the red base, perhaps trying to catch the red base spread too thinly and kill a bunch of population. You can see that red fire warriors have been clicked onto the yellow shaman, trying to get her out of the base as the yellow shaman turns around to try to stop this. Now we can see that the yellow shaman does not actually have access to any spells. Neither does the red one. Neither shaman actually wielding any spells at the moment. Population 70 to 164. There are 7 warriors on the map, and you can never underestimate how much warriors can actually kill. The yellow shaman does eventually go down. Very well played by our red shaman to secure the kill, but the yellow warriors are getting into the base. Looks like the yellow shaman isn't going to stop them either, so a lot of this side base is going to be under attack from yellow warriors. Now, unfortunately, yellow has not clicked the warriors to go to the warrior training hut, and that is red's only warrior training hut, in fact, so had yellow got on top of that, the warriors might have been able to do a lot more damage. But it looks like that's not going to be the case. Spawn camping kill for our red shaman. Very well timed lightning. Yellow perhaps a little bit slow out of the gate. Working with the best population right now at 69. Couple of idle warriors. Yellow has churned out a lot of warriors despite the damage to the base. There are a lot of warriors running around red's base and killing population. The problem is, I just don't think yellow has the population to fight. Yellow was very slow in building the huts. Red has 2 bases to work from, whereas yellow only has the 1. I think if yellow had applied the same amount of speed to building as red did, then, you know, yellow's strategy could have probably paid off. This early warrior pressure is very strong, very aggressive, and can kill a lot of population. And the fact that the warriors got in indicates that red wasn't quite prepared for this. Red was expecting perhaps something a little bit more standard. Both shamans blast and eye and grunt and all sorts, and the yellow shaman does go down in a shaman duel once again. But here we are with the red warriors, the yellow warriors running into the red base. Going to be getting into some of these medium and large huts, perhaps causing a good amount of damage. Good micro from the fire warriors, getting them close enough to fight, but not close enough to be in the melee. As a yellow fire warrior runs away for his life. Yellow is continuing to build, and that's something that Yellow does have going for them. But the bases are now starting to be upgraded, and I think that's the biggest problem that Yellow's going to have. Once small huts don't replenish population very fast, and you can get away with being very behind your opponent on the huts. Well, all the huts are small. But as the huts become medium huts, and especially once the huts become large huts, the regeneration of population is significantly increased, and then your opponent's green bar becomes incredibly relevant. So our Yellow tribe under a lot of pressure as the Yellow Shaman dies once again. The population is 29 to 69 still. Yellow's population holding steady with these 2 bases worth of huts, while Yellow is struggling. It's more than likely GG, with Yellow having a green bar of 54 to Red's 192. Red hasn't been dismantling. That is one thing that goes in Yellow's favour. If Red had been dismantling a lot of this base and making the most of that green bar, it could indeed be very threatening. But Red isn't doing that, though Red is getting some good blasts on the Yellow Shaman. No stars yet, but Yellow does have to be careful of further direct blasts, as Red Warriors are all over the middle, going to be causing all sorts of damage. The Yellow Shaman once again skirting around the Red Shaman. A couple of blasts being missed here and there. The Yellow Shaman does go down. So I think the Yellow Shaman, if they want to stand a chance in this quarterfinal, is going to have to short up their Shaman dueling. A lot of deaths in just straight up blast fights has set Yellow really far behind. If Yellow didn't take anywhere near as many dueling deaths, perhaps Yellow could have done just enough damage to perhaps tip the scales, but as it stands, too many deaths for our Yellow Shaman. 5 in fact. Perhaps working on 6. And our Red Shaman's showing has not died, so it looks like the Red Shaman hasn't actually ever been killed at this point in the game. And as Red Warriors pour into the rest of the Yellow base, we will expect Yellow to say GG very soon. Yellow's lost control of the map. Yellow will lose control of this game. Only 9 huts. Shaman fisticuffs. Yellow coming out the gate with a blast. Is this going to be the blast or that Yellow wins? Nope. Yellow's going to die to a warrior. GG, says Yellow. Yellow recognizes that they are finished and they surrender. So a very quick first game going the way of our player Balloon. What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming and we are here with game number 2. First match of our quarterfinals between our Yellow player in the... Well, it's the blue base on this map, but I know this isn't the blue base. It's PopTB Bloodlust. It's down 1 game after a loss on 4 walls. Up 1 game is his opponent, Red Tribe, PopTB Balloon. So, we've seen Bloodlust play this map once before, and when Bloodlust played this map once before, he just rushed the enemy and won almost instantly. And it does look like Bloodlust is playing this map very aggressively, perhaps even just straight up going for a rush. As Braves are scattered. Yes, I do know the enemy units killed stat isn't working. And we can see that Red has 11 population. Yellow's got 15. So with sharp blast positioning, yeah, look, Yellow is grouping up the Braves and trying to get group blasts off. They're not quite connecting, but Yellow is being very aggressive right now. Red secures the kill onto Yellow, but the population's right now 7 to 11. So actually not terribly bad. Yellow player hadn't built a hut yet. He's only built a fire warrior training hut. So strong, aggressive start at the rush. Nice 2 convert there, going to tie things back up and basically invalidate the rush. And once yellow respawns, yellow should be quick about getting all this convert because chances are that red is going to be looking to take it. Probably wouldn't have taken the convert at the back of your base first because this one's contested, and there you go, you lose the 2 there. So now it's up to our yellow player to decide what happens next. A couple of converts going to tie up the population graph 14 to 14 as the yellow tribe. The yellow shaman actually is pushing up the hill. How? How? Beta blasts are weird, man. Yellow Shaman is prioritizing the kills onto Braves. Knows the Shaman does not have a lot of mana and is trying to kill what little population Red actually sends towards the hill. It's actually very smart if you think about that. When population is rare, the Shaman kill will give Yellow next to nothing, but the 2 population kill helps apply further pressure to the Red player. And is also trying to stop this tower getting up. And see, catches the Red Shaman trying to get into the tower. Yellow Shaman is still alive, as is the Red Shaman. The Red Shaman, does she have a blast to push the Yellow Shaman? I don't think she does, so the Yellow Shaman is just going to walk into Red's base and start blasting population again, surely. There goes another Brave. This is absolutely bonkers. We'll see if Yellow tears down this tower while the Red Shaman is distracted. And here, you have something you don't see very often in Populous, so that's a fist fight between the Shamans. Oh, and it looks like the game's crashed. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. The game has crashed. Game has crashed. Wouldn't crash in multiverse. What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming, and I accidentally said a player's name. Haha! I am awful. Oh, ban me from the tournament. Okay, so this is the Invisible Cup. A cup where we hide the identities of all of our professional players except for one of them, who I accidentally out in the chat. So, playing as the yellow tribe, in the yellow position, it is PopTB Bloodlust. And his opponent, playing as the red tribe, red position. The games are currently 1-1 in his PopTB Balloon. So, at this stage of the tournament, you may be wondering what happened to the last game, because the last you saw it, if you were on YouTube, the game crashed when it was put to a community vote. And the community vote ruled that based on Fire Warrior production, control of the middle, population difference, and overall strategy, that the win would be given to yellow, and that was put to a vote, so it wasn't just me being a dictator and deciding that for myself. So we are on game 3, 1-1. It should be noted that Bloodlust did say he felt bad about achieving the win that way, but he also did feel like, you know, that was the strategy, that was the hand. He couldn't go into another game of that and repeat it, and that was part of the discussion as well. So here we are on Bifrost for game number 3 of the Invisible Cup. And it looks like both players are just beginning their converts. Yellow is building significantly quicker, it must be said. 28 out of 29, whereas the population is 31 out of 20. additional convert coming in for our red player. Just going to increase that lead. What is that book? Is that accidental encyclopedia clicks? Like, I don't understand what that book is. It's a book with a number. Yellow has done something with the number 1. Either way, our yellow tribe is going to be making a push to one of the stone heads almost immediately. So this one is Earthquake, and this one is Firestorm. No, this one's Firestorm, and this one's Earthquake. I know which way they are. This one's Firestorm, this one's Earthquake. I had my orientation wrong. There we go. With my map now facing the correct direction, I know where they are. You see, people are guessing it's the number of spells casted, but red has casted spells, and it's still sat at 0. Yellow's is at 1. I don't know what the book means. Divinity adds things and doesn't tell us. Books aside. Looks like our red player is building quite slowly. Going to fill out this puddle with a couple of land bridges instead of challenging Stonehead Prey. Fire Warrior Trading Hut coming in for our yellow-red player as yellow continues the prey. Yellow's doing what we talked about in other casts, and that is establishing towers. The main reason for establishing these towers is because these stoneheads, when you actually pray to them, they also trigger an additional effect on the location of the stonehead. So this firestorm is going to firestorm itself, and of course towers are great at being immune to firestorm. Fire Warrior Trading Hut coming up for our yellow player, a little bit slower. Ooh, look what yellow's found. Yellow's found out that you can actually walk onto this hill. That will be why our yellow player asked which base they were. Red player throwing down a land bridge, going to start push towards the middle to challenge now. Looks like they might just get there in time to stop the first Firestorm Prey completing, while our yellow tribe starts to pump out Fire Warriors. Now yellow has to be careful because this could be a bit of an anti-timing. An anti-timing is when movements in Populous don't quite line up. See, yellow's in position to just get Firestorm, and yellow recognizes it and yellow stops the prey. Very smart by the yellow shaman to not complete that prey right there, because that would have doomed the shaman. Yellow wants to get a kill onto red here, alleviate some of the pressure so that they can complete the prey. Additionally, getting fire warriors into these towers to help make it a bit more of a defensible location. You can see a good amount of prey was lost from the disruption from our red player. Very smart of yellow to avoid the anti-timing of the prey completing at the exact second that the fire warriors were reinforcing and the shaman was going to defend the push. So I consider that reasonably smart gameplay. Looks like our firestorm is going to go off for the yellow player. The fire warrior goes down, as does 3 of the praying braves. Oh, only losing 3 braves. Yellow can be happy with that. No, the braves are walking back towards it. They want to pray some more. There goes 4. Four braves and a fire warrior. That's a T-Rod firestorm if I've ever seen one. Yellow is making sure to train warriors. Populations 51 to 39. So red's choice to expand and upgrade and build the way they have and be a little bit slower out the gate has given red a significant advantage in terms of population. But yellow has 2 warrior huts pumping out warriors and is immediately going for the back door. There's the firestorm, straight onto 4 huts, secured from the stonehead, and yellow shaman's just gonna back away. interesting to see if the yellow shaman opts to send more braves to continue the prey for another free firestorm. But taking out those huts immediately sets our red player behind in terms of huts. It's a very clever tower. It's going to allow the yellow player to reach the island in a single land bridge. Lightning coming out from our red shaman, securing the kill onto yellow. The warriors are now going to start running rampant in the base. Direct blast onto warriors is going to soften them up just enough so that they aren't able to get any kills. It looks like red's going to launch a counterattack. But our red shaman does not have many spells, just another lightning, perhaps able to secure another core campy kill. Fire warriors revealed to be in huts, stopping the push of the shaman getting into the base. Fire warriors are going the wrong direction. They should be clicking on the shaman, but I suppose our yellow player was a little bit concerned as to whether the red shaman would have an earthquake or not. Lightning does not quite connect, and that was yellow's only spell. Blast from the yellow shaman. Oh, what a play from the red shaman winning that blast fight. It's a bit like what we were talking about in the first game, with yellow just needing to tighten up these shaman duels a little bit. Yellow is playing very aggressively and very, very well. Red is even. I'm getting my colours confused all sorts of ways today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Colours have not changed. Yellow is still Bloodlust. Red is still Balloon. I'm just being a bit of an idiot. Bloodlust respawns, throws down a lightning, misses Balloon narrowly. Oh, look, the proxy blasting actually takes the roof off of that hut. That's pretty big. These blasts out of yellow have not been great. But the red shaman is now stuck. Oh! Max range lightning, going to get a good braid blast as well as a blast onto some of the warriors. Now, the red shaman did lose some health as a result of being blasted by yellow at the very least once. Another firestorm coming through for yellow, meaning the yellow shaman is going to have another dangerous spell in the chamber. Unfortunately, yellow's light missed. Didn't quite find the kill onto red. Yellow does have another lightning, so if the red shaman sits in that hut... Oh, she's dancing backwards and forwards. Blast takes the roof off of the warrior training hut. Here we go. Going to see whether that lightning gets used. Yellow shaman goes into the water again. What is that? Yellow tried to be greedy and hold on to the lightning, not casting it there. And that's just... blooming heck. One hero brave decides to do what the yellow shaman cannot and secure a kill onto our red shaman. He gets pushed into the water. Populations right now 60 to 40. Red did lose a lot of huts, and now these warriors are going to try to get in. In fact, yet. Oh, look at all this population that got in onto yellow's warrior training hut. And the red population is going to get cleaned up. Balloon. I did close voice meet. No, I didn't close voice meter. NVIDIA broadcast froze while I was closing stuff. Right, so another shaman duel. Two shaman duels back to back, in which it looks like red has just gained the advantage of yellow. Yellow might be eliminated from the tournament with access to Firestorm, which could be a little bit embarrassing. Surprised all this population isn't doing too much. Yellow's actually going to secure the last Firestorm there. So that's double Firestorm and no more Firestorms for free in this game. As our yellow shaman got core camped, fire warriors firing their shots perfectly. Lightning coming out from our red shaman onto one of the large huts. This map uses that texture where you can't see the buildings are on fire. Don't worry, that building is out of the game. Fire warrior in hut. Is it going to get the red shaman? Go on, go on, go on. No, shooting the warrior. Shooting the warrior. Manually control it, man. Our yellow shaman being core camped. probably going to give a strong advantage to the Red Shaman here. Probably going to be GG. Remaining warriors from red going to be cleaned up. The fire warriors are spaced so perfectly that the yellow shaman's going to land in the water every time. Definitely agreed that yellow needs to get rid of the core camp, but I don't think yellow can. I don't think yellow has the troops or the population. Population 72 to 29. So although our yellow player is holding 2 firestorms, probably not going to be able to use them with all the troops running around the base. Oh, the core camp. The core camp didn't work. Shaman is free. And now she's dead. Good control of Fire Warrior is going to be clearing up this core camp, but the red shaman is on her way back to the yellow base. Going to be trying. Clearing up a lot of the Fire Warriors. Our red shaman is going to be coming into the yellow base now, probably to do a little bit more damage. I suspect red's going to have a couple of spells yet, a couple of tornadoes in the chamber for red. Going to be able to deal a little bit of damage. These braves have been ordered to build something, probably a warrior training hut. As yellow desperately needs some form of warrior production. Yellow shaman is alive. She's coming out blast swinging. Clears up all of the fire warriors that were camping the core with a series of blasts. Yellow's been having awful luck shaman dueling the red shaman, so she's just going to avoid red, in fact, and try to get into red's base. Yellow shaman throws down the blast, but it looks like that volley is... Oh, she's still alive. I thought she might die there. Tornado from the red shaman going to pick up a lot of the population. Lightning onto one of the huts reveals the existence of fire warriors within. Hi, Tandor, Draco. No, Populous is very different to Brood War. I do play a little bit of Brood War myself. You don't have race variations in Populous the same that you do StarCraft. Populous is centered around this unit here, this super unit called the Shaman. This Shaman is capable of casting devastating spells, as you can see with the Firestorm, and killing a lot of the population. PopTB throws, Bloodlust throws down both Firestorms and then surrenders. So that's going to be the end of game number 3, with Balloon going up 2-0. So unprofessional today, guys. I'm so sorry. Right. What is up, everyone? I am Lovenji Gaming, and welcome to Populous the Beginning's Invisible Cup. This is a cup where we hide the identity of our professional players from one another, so they don't go into game with any preconceived notions about people's play style. So thrown off by the fact that red just ignored that. Playing as a red tribe, red position, up 1 game, 2 games to 1. It is PopTB Balloon. Going over to his opponent, playing as the yellow tribe, yellow position. Down 1 game in this best of 5, looking to keep his tournament life alive. It is PopTB Bloodlust. Of course, this map is Hollow Fields. It's a map made by community veteran Tundar. It's probably one of his more popular played maps alongside Push. And it's one of the more accepted ones. Both players going to be getting large amounts of converts they can build in the entire base, both sides. Looks like yellow's slightly further ahead with 42 population to red's 36. Oh, I didn't even see this. Yellow's managed to steal a cheeky convert and has actually started building in red's base. and Lord Draco. This game you can find for purchase on Good Old Games or Origin, or you can stop by our Discord and obtain the game for free, my friend. We do have a copy of the game that you can have if you just swing by the Discord. That will give you my Discord, not theirs. Someone in my stream chat hook up Tandor Draco with the Discord link. So, I'm going to get back to focusing on the game now, so don't worry if I'm ignoring you, chat. It looks like both players are off to reasonably similar starts. We have 8 huts for our red player, 5 for our yellow player. Plenty of huts coming up, and it looks like yellow's been watching my previous cast. Yellow building a wave of towers here, because what is very, very common attack for red is the land bridge comes across here, and then red gets pushed down and ends up sneaking along here. And most of the time, players never build anything here, which is going to get them straight into the yellow base and immediately taken out. Blast coming out from the 2 shamans. It looks like red shaman is retreating as yellow shaman gives chase. A couple of blasts gonna kill some of the population. And our yellow shaman going down in another blast. Oh, it's really not been very good for our yellow player in terms of shaman duels right now. Yellow's actually got double lightning. Red with no spells yet. Probably tells me that red's charging an earthquake. Something slightly more devastating. Red got this tower filled first. Oh no, the targeting's slightly off. Or the elevation's slightly off. One of the two. But red's going to be able to take out this tower. The others are going to still be standing. So long as that fire warrior, never mind. Absolutely midway through saying, so long as that fire warrior gets into another tower, he will be fine. But that fire warrior was not long for this world. He is going to be taken down. Looks like there's a warrior training hut out for our yellow player who is already training warriors. He's also pumping out the fire warriors as well. Very troop heavy coming out from yellow. I'm getting so bored of getting these colours mixed up. So the red base is looking reasonably okay, but it does look like red has cut down a lot of the trees. Harvesting probably not ideal here for red, and if red continues to build unnecessarily, it's going to run out of trees to upgrade the base and could fall behind, really. Whereas the harvesting for our yellow player, as you can see, is much, much better. There's piles of wood on the floor. The trees are nicely chopped all across the board, almost. Yeah. But plenty of wood available to yellow. Going to be able to keep building and keep expanding. So what we should expect to see is a bit of an early boom in max pop / total pop for our red player, who is connecting with the land bridge here. But if yellow can make the game last long, the longevity is on yellow's side, as the tree harvesting will pay off. Both shamans trading lights. Looks like yellow learned from the earlier fights in that our red player really likes his lightnings and has got some of his own. Red does have an earthquake, but so does yellow. So 10 population difference in terms of actual population right now. The game is still very close, with no clear winner pulling away. I'm going to be keeping an eye. We're playing Tree Watch while we wait for these warriors to get onto the front line. Even more huts completing, even more huts being put down. It'll be interesting to see if yellow opts for a warrior training hut. A second one. As you can see, yellow's defense is looking very nice. Even wonderfully spaced towers, difficult to take out. This is a bit susceptible to one earthquake, assuming it cuts the correct way. Row of 3 towers back here to prevent sneaking, which I love as the yellow base. Red's really got a nice amount of towers as well. Good crawling of towers down the middle strip. Oh, the lightning from the yellow player does not quite find red. Red throws down double tornado and is somehow still alive after all of that. Certainly wouldn't still be alive if that was my shaman. I'd have been dead ages ago. There's the earthquake from our yellow player. Let's see what RNG says. That's a pretty good earthquake. Does damage the towers. Does set fire to one. Lower the ground, which is probably the most important thing. I've played this map so many times where the ground gets cut this way and this hill stays and it just becomes impossible to get around and you just die repeatedly. Be seeing the yellow shaman doing a little bit of a dance as plenty of red warriors defending the other side. So this is a very typical setup for Hollow Fields. You're going to have warriors dancing on one side, shaman dancing on the other, and then when a shaman dies, you'll see the kill trigger be pulled. 2 tornadoes, 1 earthquake for our red tribe, 1 lightning, 1 earthquake for our yellow. Population's 76, 75 to 79. And still the max pop also very close as well. This is a very competitive game right now. Yellow's tree management still on point. Let's go take a look at red's. Tis as Lovenji predicted. The Great Prophet predicted a lack of wood. Oh, and all the warriors have actually been killed by a yellow shaman as well, dipping into a tower. Like it. There shall be no more wood. As our red player cuts down his trees. Mass deforestation. Plenty of harvesting still coming out as yellow throws out another lightning. I'm not entirely sure what that was on. I missed it. Oh, the red shaman is dancing around, so it would have been on her. Yellow shaman's off for a walk. Nope, she's coming forward. She tries to challenge, but she gets hit by the lightning. She goes down. It's going to give red a good few seconds to now try to push while yellow waits for the shaman to come back. Warriors being sent in. I'm not sure that's the decision. You want them to avoid the shaman normally, not run right at her. But it does look like the yellow warriors are doing that in the end. They're going down the path. Just the pathfinding was a little bit odd, I guess. Fire warriors being clicked onto the shaman. Braves being sent to try to slow her down. They're trying to stop the shaman getting into the base. Blasts are coming out from our red player. Even more blasts, but the fire warriors are shooting. Shaman's still not got stars yet. She's not on low health. Oh, that swarm. The luck of the swarm. There's a nice deep earthquake for our red player. It's not on any upgraded huts, so our yellow player will not mind that too much, but all the same, 2 huts do go down. And there goes our red shaman, finally dying as the yellow warriors are all grouped up on the same spot, taking fire warrior damage. Fire warriors deal splash on the same tile, so all units sharing a tile with the shot take damage from the fire warrior, so it's bad to keep your troops grouped up like that. Yellow lightning a tile behind him because, I don't know, I hate it. Blasts coming out from our yellow shaman, trying to clear up the red fire warriors who are being a nuisance. They're doing whatever they can to stop our yellow shaman getting into red's base. Incoming are more red fire warriors, one of them being clicked into the tower. Yellow's probably going to have to back out and be careful because the HP is low, represented by that dizzying stars animation. Red's base still an absolute mess for wood. So yellow can really push red right here. What the? When did they get here? A couple of red warriors in the back of yellow's base that I didn't notice, being very annoying. So what I was saying is the fact that red has no trees makes this a very interesting position, because what yellow could do now theoretically is switch to tornado and start tornadoing down towers. Towers cost 5 wood, so if your opponent's got no trees, they're going to struggle to bring the wood back to the front line. A brave charging forward into the yellow base reveals the existence of fire warriors. Yellow's starting to run low on trees, but does still have a couple remaining. Does have to be careful. As our red shaman is playing with ghost shamans right now. Only one of these is real. I'll leave you guys to guess which one you think's the real shaman. Is it 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3? Which shaman is the real shaman? We'll never know. 3 is real. 2 guesses for 3, 1 for 2. We'll find out eventually. 4, she's hiding in a hut. Afraid not. No hut blip, I'm afraid. So it looks like ghosts are being annoying. Oh, here comes shaman number 3. Is this the real shaman or is this the fake shaman? We're going to find out. Shaman number 3 going to be pushing into the yellow base. There's no fire warriors in these towers. Perhaps yellow is faking. Oh, it is 3. 3 is the real shaman. Double earthquake coming down. Not even got stars. What is the timing from this red shaman? Our yellow shaman taking a little bit of time to cancel the burning animation. Look at all these red warriors down on the side. I don't know if yellow sees these, but don't worry, they're not being controlled particularly well as they all go into a single tower. Oh, there you go. A little bit more separation. Yellow's coming forward, throwing down a token earthquake. Remember, red has no trees, so damage is damage. Eh. That's all I can say about that earthquake is eh. But look at these red warriors running into the base straight after the pop as yellow gets bullied by a ghost shaman. We're going to get a massive all-out brawl here as troops fight. Yellow did a great job of hiding the number of warriors actually available to them by placing them inside the huts. So this red run-by is largely cleared up. But these 2 warriors are going to be able to do a little bit of real damage if left unchecked. The average warrior kills about 6 braves by themselves before they will kill, and unit HP does regenerate slowly over time. So controlled well, they can kill even more. These warriors are hands up, which is odd. And again, these 2 warriors are incredibly irritating, as they're just going to get a bunch of population kills. Yellow warriors have been seen on them and clicked on them, in fact. Yellow shaman dances forward. Red shaman throwing out a light to say, get out of here. Couple of trees looking a little bit ready to be chopped. But otherwise, as we can see, a good defense on one side for our red player, but not equally measured on the other. Red, without any trees, can't really build any defense. Look at this. These are all towers that have been ordered to be built, but how are you going to build them, my friend? Group of fire warriors running around. This is an anti-shaman contingent. If the yellow shaman tries to push in, they'll be clicked on her immediately. Lightning coming out from our red shaman onto the yellow tower. Just going to deny her the ability to get in there. How long was yellow in that tower? 17 seconds. There you go. Looks like our yellow shaman is going to attack down the side. Perhaps aware that there's very little... Oh, what a shot from our red shaman. Max range lightning from the tower. Now, we've got a huge contingent. Fire warriors and warriors alike going to be pushing into the yellow base. Yellow's going to need all of the micromanagement skills available within Populous to stop these troops doing a lot of damage. as they spread out with Shaman support as well. The Fire Warriors being given orders to patrol on high ground. High ground does matter in Populous. It does increase the range of Shaman spells and Fire Warrior shots. Lightning from red does not find yellow, but so red just throws down a good earthquake. I say good earthquake. That wasn't really that good. That's what I get for talking before I see the way the dice rolls. Lightning coming out from our red shaman. Fails to find the kill on the yellow one. Another lightning also missing. Double lightning dodge from our yellow shaman as the red shaman is pushed down onto the low ground. This is what I mean about having these towers here. I know they're damaged right now, but the red shaman almost always ends up down here and then spell walks across to this back of yellow's base. So, red shaman does go down. The troop push has been thwarted. Let's take a little look at the populations to see what everything looks like. 114 out of 170. 89 to 146. Our red player is starting to pull ahead with this game. Pressure applied by the constant earthquaking and warrior run-bys. Keeping yellow's population low, keeping huts damaged, stopping huts from upgrading as well. Now, red's at a point where the trees are starting to come back. You know, red's only got half the base built. So, yellow's on a clock. Yellow needs to do more damage to red because the damage won't be permanent forever. That sounds like a weird sentence. So our red shaman's going to go down the other path. Yellow does have towers, but only 2 of them are filled. So the shaman's going to throw down a ghost army to distract these 2 towers. Throw down a swarm to empty them. Just kidding, the swarm... Nice swarm, mate. The swarm fizzes out, and yellow goes for a counterattack. That could be big for red, that the swarm fizzed out there. Oh, big firestorm from our yellow shaman, but unfortunately yellow goes down. Unfortunately yellow died there, but the firestorm does go off. It is going to get 3 of the huts, and the warriors are running by. Red has to counter and do some good damage if red wants to make this not a super devastating blow. Yellow's running population. It looks like red's going to hunt it down. Red wants blood as he marches deeper into yellow's base. What does red have available to him? He's got 2 earthquakes. He's got a firestorm. There's the firestorm. 1 earthquake. Population being ordered to run away. The yellow shaman is alive. The lightnings are traded. Red's prioritizing the population. I don't know what yellow is prioritizing at all. Red shaman is almost dead. The yellow shaman's still alive, as is the red shaman. The population isn't moving for yellow. Get them moving as the red shaman is seeing stars. Meanwhile, let's have a look at red's base. The warrior's got a hut since we've seen them go in. I didn't see which shaman died. I think the red shaman died. Yep, red shaman has died, so yellow has the opportunity to counterattack right now. Population 79 to 102, but yellow has double earthquake still to cast. Be seeing these warriors getting into melee combat, trying to clear up some of the troops. Our red player, yellow, needs to be careful because there's a large group of fire warriors approaching the shaman. You've got to watch your shaman a little bit better. Because the yellow shaman looks like she's going to retreat away from the fire warriors, trying to get the warriors into melee combat with them. Red fire warriors firing off another volley. And it looks like the yellow warriors are actually, some of them are actually going to get out and live to see another day. Trees are starting to come back for red now, as you can see. It's been 84 years since the red tribe saw what green looks like. As their trees finally come back. Lovely lightning from our yellow shaman, securing the kill onto red and buying an opportunity for a counter-attack. Very nice little retreat from yellow there to pick off the red shaman. And now with these warriors going to be able to push into the base, but perhaps our red shaman knows how to shift click onto a shaman. He does indeed, as you saw that second Fire Warrior shot completely ignore the warriors. Yellow Shaman still going to be pushing in towards the red base. Fire Warriors being spread out everywhere. Swarm going to be sent around as Fire Warriors were hiding in the huts. Another swarm coming down for our Yellow Shaman. Blast coming up as well. Too many Fire Warriors being sent in from all directions. Yellow Shaman going to take the melee combat to rethink her plan and is just going to try to retreat. But the final volley is going to secure the kill. The Yellow Shaman does go down. Now back over here we got Red Warriors in the Yellow base. Fire Warrior training hut has only just been rebuilt for Yellow. So there really aren't that many Fire Warriors there. Fire Warriors need to be given these orders to fire onto the Red Shaman as the Red Shaman launches a counter attack. One Earthquake comes down for Red. Red does have access to another Earthquake as well, but the Fire Warrior training hut is still standing. Red Shaman does go down, in fact. Another warrior training hut being built by Red. I'm not sure that's the first thing you want to do when you've got barely any trees, but hey, the forest is coming back, so he's going to cut it all down to build a warrior training hut. So, Yellow Shaman going to be pushing in, throwing down a couple of lightnings onto the towers to clear them out. Hopefully, Yellow has better luck with these Fire Warriors this time than did the last time. Frontline Earthquake coming out from our Yellow Shaman. Doesn't want to die to the swarm of Fire Warriors again without casting something. Gets a large hut. Gets two large huts for their troubles. And the Warriors run on in. But I imagine at this point Red has more warriors than Yellow. No, Yellow's got a 2-warrior lead. But the Red Warriors are also going to be making their way into the Yellow base, and Red is bringing Fire Warriors for the second time. Red's got a good armada of spells. As our Red Shaman's going to be walking right on into the Yellow base. Yellow does pull the Braves once again, running the population to try to stop it going down. First Earthquake gets a little bit for our Red Shaman. Lightnings from both Shamans secure the kills. It's a trade, and that favors Red because look at the troops. Look at all these troops spread about the Yellow base. That's a huge advantage for our Yellow player. For our Red player, as the Yellow Shaman is not available to clear up these warriors. There are some warriors for Yellow, and they are going to be able to get into combat and slow things down. There's also Fire Warriors on the way as well. Going to be helping out the Red Warriors, giving them a little bit of an edge in the melee. They need to be clicked onto that tower. 6 Fire Warriors can kill a Fire Warrior in a tower, but if they're controlled poorly like this, they will all just die. Large number of Yellow Warriors. Going to be engaging with the influx of Red Warriors. I was saying that Red probably shouldn't get that second Warrior training hut, but it's paying off dividends as Red is up to 19 Warriors, just continuously trooping. Barely any Fire Warriors, in fact, but Yellow Shaman gets caught in a melee combat with the Red Warrior and actually dies for it. Fire Warrior shots coming down onto the Red Shaman before that Fire Warrior is finally cleared up. Another earthquake coming out for our red tribe. I'm starting to think it's over for our yellow player. As the population is 116 to 74. We'll see if yellow can get off a good attack. Yellow's charging barely any attacking spells. 15 warriors to 12. So yellow has still maintained the population lead and is able to build in some of this land again. Some of this land almost instantly healed. But look at yellow's base, man. That's just a mess. Grave of Shame hiding within a tower. And then look at red's. There's just half of it doesn't exist. The yellow warriors patrolled on the spot are going to collect one of the red warriors and then actually lose the fight, so it doesn't matter. There's a second warrior engages. These warriors are just annoying as all heck as warriors continue to run on by, but they're going to run straight into the loving arms of two warrior friends. Oh, nice attempt at cancelling the fall with the blast trick, but rolls into the water anyway. Very nice, well-placed lightning from our yellow shaman. Red is only on 9 fire warriors, quite a low fire warrior count for what he has been sporting. But we talked about yellow's clock, and at this point, whoa, fire warriors. Are there fire warriors in there as well? Or was that just a really good volley from the towers? Red warriors cleaning up yellow's cheeky little building on the side strip. The group of yellow warriors going to talk about their day as they get shot by a fire warrior, and then cleaned up by the shaman. Pretty bad troop control there from yellow, but there's a million things to control. There's been a little bit of report about some lag from both players, so I might not be helping that. Double earthquake comes down once again for our red shaman. Let's see what it does. Nothing on the first one. Oh, what a sink on the second one, though. First one was pretty useless. Second one did all of it. All the heavy lifting. Firestorm cast directly on the shaman. Shaman AI saying, I should run directly into the middle of that. As is our beloved Firestorm. But the yellow secures the kill with a well-placed light. Some of this land might be buildable again, but yellow is starting to suffocate for land and population. 132 out of 180 for our red player. 62 out of 88 for our yellow. So, yellow's been doing well to keep up with the amount of warriors necessary to defend the base. Red's warriors, aside from not harassing the defense, they're getting killed and cleaned up before they can get much population. The problem is that yellow's shaman slash attacking has been so sort of slapdash that the red shaman just keeps getting in. It's actually been the red shaman that's done the majority of the damage this game, and look, our red player is just off. He's just like, I could build the rest of my base now, so I'm going to. Double lightning coming up from our yellow player. Not finding either kill. Warriors come charging forwards. Going to be seeing some blast coming out of the yellow shaman to try to clear up some of this population. Yellow down to 69 population. Only 16 huts. Yellow at 133 and 39. So yellow had a strong window to devastate red, with red having no trees, but I think combination of unfortunate engages and poor shaman control, dying to fire warriors repeatedly, Meant that yellow just really lost the opportunity. As red's base now builds, expands, and upgrades. Population lead. Red player breaking 200 population. 200 max population. You can see it's red's turn to now start building along this strip. Yellow did it first, being cleared up by troops. Now red shaman going to be moving forward, trying to push towards the yellow base once again. Shaman's come back, push in again. Shaman comes back, push in again. Shaman comes back, push in again. Here we can see these Braves being given tower orders, so they're just going to keep building, denying yellow the opportunity to counter as yellow matches Shaman for Shaman. Oh, nice little cancel there from our red Shaman to stop the Shaman falling too far. Gets it a second time in a row and actually manages to get the lightning onto the yellow Shaman. What a beautiful little Shaman duel from our red player. Lightning comes out from red onto one of the only towers that are filled. A couple of towers back here. Going to be pushing in. Red's not even going to worry. He's just going to throw down an earthquake. He's got 151 pop, 215 green bar. He's got the population to do this. He can waste earthquakes all he wants. Meanwhile, contingent of warriors pushing in through the other side of the base. Red Shaman using land bridge to smoothen out the path. There comes the firestorm from red as yellow's busy trying to clean up warriors. I don't know what killed red there, but red has died after getting off only the firestorm, leaving yellow to deal with the warriors. 89 out of 108 for our yellow player, so pretty much half the population and half the max population for our yellow player as he falls further and further behind. Our red player is certainly ahead. As you know, this is Populous the beginning. We've all seen Matt play, so we know that comebacks are possible. There are some really not very good players in the community. So there could be big mistakes made by our red player that could let yellow get back into this. Yellow needs to be thinking about what yellow wants to do. Yellow does have double earthquake, so it might even be worth just coming in to try to flatten out and destroy some of the defense with it, if you think you can attack it without dying. As our red player pushes up towards yellow's high ground with a couple of fireworks, actually going to send them to push pressure the Shaman. Yellow getting fancy, gets the lightning aim. I'm surprised that yellow went for that. We've seen red cancelling the animation very well multiple times, so there's a bit of a risk there from yellow to just try and go for the water kill, as that hasn't worked out before. These just two fire warriors getting absolute work done on the yellow Shaman, and even more fire warriors being clicked in. They're trying to secure the Shaman kill for this army of warriors to get into the base. Be down to whether yellow sees this as she controls her Shaman. It does look like yellow has seen it. Yellow's actually backing off from the attack, and the warriors are ordered to withdraw. And in fact, the fire warriors that were clicked on the Shaman are going to be getting a little bit of a hammering from the fire warriors of yellow before being cleaned up by the yellow Shaman. Red player makes a third path. This is just getting a little bit hard for yellow to defend. If red wants to be really creative, red can just go on a long side door adventure and come in over here or something. I've seen it before on this map, so it's not as nonsense as you might think. Looks like more Fire Warriors coming in to try to secure the kill onto the Yellow Shaman. They don't quite find the kill, but the Yellow Light does not find the Red Shaman, but neither does the Red Light find the Yellow. Both... Okay, well that was a light... I guess he was trying to get the Warriors. First Lightning looked like a major wastage. Gonna be seeing our Shaman's dance continue a little bit more. Oh, the lightnings from both players. Oh, it looks like red has gone in for the Earthquake instead. Red does go down. Yellow is still alive, but the red Earthquake did go off and takes out a hut with it. The Yellow Shaman alive and kicking. What is she going to do? Looks like she's going to the back of her base. With that kill secured, she's going to expand and make land for herself. Try to build out a little bit. Look at all these warriors from red. Red with 45 warriors, splitting them up. It's just sending a trickle of them in. Yellow opts to use one of the land bridges to give themselves an easy path up. Red rolls into the water with a well-placed light from our Yellow Shaman. Yellow Shaman going to be spamming the blast to try to take out some of these warriors. Yellow does have some warriors, so is able to counter some of the trooping, but look, red is just sending them in wave by wave. These warriors come. Yellow's doing their best to handle it, to try to keep the pressure from getting too much. But I don't know if Yellow's going to be able to, especially if these fire warriors get the kill. They're being a bit cheeky. Couple of blasts from the Yellow Shaman onto these red warriors, but it looks like Yellow Shaman's preoccupied because the red Shaman is alive and coming from the side of the yellow base. There's another land bridge as even more paths come in. Warrior interrupting the Shaman. Yellow needs to be careful with these fire warriors hiding around the cliff. Oh, red goes airborne but gets the lightning onto yellow. You can see the little sword animations all over the map. Yellow's base is an actual war zone right now. Red warriors into one of the warrior training huts. That's very unfortunate. Yellow still needs control of this warrior training hut. Can't afford to lose it. Is building another one. Is building a backup. Fire warriors on the high ground. Going to be very annoying for Yellow to have to deal with. Population's 119 to 158. So in terms of actual population, our Yellow players starting to recover, but look at the max population. 278. Yellow Shaman is doing a great job of keeping herself in this game. She's no way in position to win, but she's certainly blooming trying. This single warrior is going to be a very big nuisance. Oh, disgusting. We just watched the tail end of that Shaman duel, and the red Shaman goes victorious. She was ignited, and I thought for a second died from the yellow lightning, but it appears to have not been the case. Red gets to take all the time in the world now. Only had the one firestorm. Throws down a swarm. Got a couple of land bridges, but it's the double earthquake that we're going to see. We're probably going to see it on a couple of these huts. 270, 85 even. Yellow Shaman's respawned. Oh, red places a nice shot onto the Yellow Shaman. Yellow Shaman did start moving, but not quite quick enough. Yellow Shaman dead. Red Shaman wreaking havoc. Yellow population down to 102 of 102. Fire Warriors clicked onto the Red Shaman, trying to get her out of the base. The Red Shaman still hasn't got stars. Another earthquake from Red. That's the third earthquake. Red's got all the mana in the world to play with as Yellow's population gets into fight with a bunch of warriors. Look at that number fall. As those warriors get so many kills. That's so big. This attack has now reduced. It looks like Yellow is dumping all of the spells. That is Yellow going to give up now, I strongly suspect. After losing half the population in that attack, Yellow had worked so hard to build. Red Warrior's going to spread out amongst the base. It's going to mark the end of Yellow's life in this tournament. Yellow goes home with only $50. But Bloodlust surrenders, bringing an end to their life in the tournament. A measly $50 goes their way. Congratulations, Bloodlust. Thank you for playing. I do apologise if there was constant freezing throughout. And that is the end of this round of the Hidden Cup.